believe we have placed a good, fair, reasonable tax cut bill on the governor's desk. We continue, despite his comments, to urge him to approve that legislation and to work with the legislature and with the state of, with the people of the state of Missouri who want this relief instead of against them. The majority leader is here with me as well. In addition, we've invited some businessmen from around the state, some business leaders from around the state, to also give some comments on how they believe the current tax cut legislation that we passed will benefit their businesses and the state as well.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And just to echo what the Speaker said, I think one of the overriding themes of this week has been the tax cut and what it does and what it doesn't do. I think it's very important that we put out the message of how this is a tax cut which benefits businesses in this state, and it benefits small businesses. This is not for lawyers and lobbyists, as the governor is trying to scare people into believing that it is. It affects real businesses across the state. There are, I think we saw some numbers this week, there are about 400,000 businesses across the state that are organized as LLCs, small S-corps, or sole proprietorships. So all of those businesses will receive a tax break on their Missouri taxable income. So we've invited the Associated Industries of Missouri to come up with some of their members here today who are going to tell you their stories, how real businesses in real towns across the state are going to benefit. So I will turn it over. Who wants to come up first? Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm Gail Henshaw, managing member of the Mountain Complex in Branson, Missouri. The small businesses in Missouri, along with their citizens, participated in the recession. I see this bill as an opportunity for Missouri small businesses, as well as their citizens, to participate in the recovery that's going on as well. Thank you.
Next one, we have Ron Reed from Shepherd Hills. Come on, have a talk. Hi, Ron.
I'm Rod Reed from Shepherd Hills Factory Outlets in Lebanon. We are a sub-S corporation, employ 53 people. One of the biggest limitations to growth is cash flow for any small company. This bill will assist us in expanding our company.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Next, Jerry Jost from Jost Chemical.
Thank you.
Hi, nice to see you.
I want to be here just to affirm that this tax relief will help us grow our business and grow jobs. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. Ray, did you want to? Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, I missed one more.
Okay.
Thanks for coming up.
You're welcome. My name is Jack Lonsinger. I have an activated carbon business just outside of Kansas City. I qualify as a S corporation, as a LLC, and as a sole proprietorship, but all for the same product. And I want to encourage and praise the group that's working for this, because we're nuts and bolts, and we use the money that we get back to invest. It's nothing that we're going to stick in our pocket. It's investment money, and we want to tell you how much we appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up. Appreciate it. Ray, do you want to say anything?
Thank you. And I'm Ray McCarty. I'm president of Associated Industries of Missouri. We're very happy that the Speaker and the Majority Floor Leader have invited us today to help share with you the real impact of this tax cut on real businesses in the state. It's our belief that because this affects more than 95% of the businesses in the state, you're going to see impacts like this repeated throughout the state. You'll see businesses reinvesting this money back in their businesses, either through hiring additional people, paying their people more, buying new equipment, or otherwise investing in their business. It'll also help Missouri be more competitive with other states, which is very important. But it does it in a very reasonable way. We make sure that we're only operating out of the growth in state revenues, and I think that's a very important point. We're very happy that the House and Senate have shown such leadership on this issue, and we're happy to take questions at the appropriate time.
Thanks.
We're happy to take any questions.
Do you plan on scheduling a tax cut the day he vetoes it, or I mean how quickly are you going to schedule an override vote? Do we expect it to be the first thing to happen after he vetoes it?
Well, the bill that is currently sitting on the governor's desk is a Senate bill, so we'll have to discuss those logistical issues with Senator Dempsey and the Senate leadership to see how they want to proceed if and when the governor vetoes the bill.
Procedurally, the Senate has to go first, so we cannot act until the Senate goes. And then there's just all the logistics, Colin, of making sure our members are here and all that we just have to work our way through. But I would imagine it'd be done as quickly as possible.
Have you guys reached out to Representative Ruda, the only Democrat who supported it, to see if he's going to continue to support it?
I haven't spoken with him.
I haven't spoken with him personally.
Has someone on your staff spoken with him?
I'm not aware of any conversations at this time.
How do we efforts to make sure that you got the votes for an overturn?
You know, we have 108 sitting Republicans right now, so we will need the assistance of someone in the Democratic caucus, and we feel that there are members in the Democratic caucus who have supported tax reform and tax reductions in the past, and those are the people that we're going to have to reach out to.
Are you confident you have the 108?
I believe we have the 108 number.
Like the speaker said, I feel comfortable about that too. There's no victory dances until it's done. But I think we feel much better about it now than we did over the fall veto session. And likewise, I think the fact you have the compressed deadline here, I think it puts a lot of Democrats on the spot, particularly those up for re-election in the fall or those running for higher office. Do they stand for tax relief for small businesses and families, or do they stand on an ideological basis with their governor that tax relief isn't justified?
So you've supported an income tax cut.
Correct.
And supported a measure that would put a transportation tax increase on the ballot. And then coming up probably in the last few weeks of the session, probably there'll be a bonding bill to borrow some money. So where is the consistency from your party in supporting a tax cut, a tax increase, and borrowing?
Well, actually, I'll address it. I think that's somewhat of I know that's an argument the governor is trying to make in his talking points, and that's a very disingenuous argument. The constitutional way for us to consider more transportation funding is a ballot measure. So we've had groups, including the governor in the past, has indicated to us that they'd like to see more transportation funding. So we took the constitutional way of looking at that and let the voters decide if they wanted to increase transportation funding. It's not an endorsement of it. I'm probably not voting for it. But I do think the voters have a chance to go ahead and to make a decision on that. That's the constitutional way of doing it.